In this lesson, you'll create a 2D reinforcement shape for overlapping rebar. You will use reference planes provided with the standard rebar template to draw the new shape. Click the menu browser and select Open. In the Open dialog, from the Training Files Imperial folder, open the file Custom Reinforcement RST. Let's create a new two-dimensional rebar family. Click the menu browser and move to New and select Family. In the New Family dialog, browse to the Training Files Imperial folder and open the file 2D rebar shape template. Now let's sketch the rebar. From the Rebar Lines panel, click Lines. Then click to the right of the vertical reference plane and draw a horizontal line to create the top surface of the rebar. Then draw a vertical line to create the inside loop. Then draw a second horizontal line to create the bottom of the rebar. Then draw a second vertical line to create the outside loop. Finally, draw a horizontal line to complete the rebar sketch. Then click Modify, and let's place dimensions. We'll add dimensions which define the length, height, and width of the rebar to the new shape. These dimensions are used to control the parametric relationship of each element. From the Dimension panel, click Align. Then, making sure that you snap to the reference planes, place dimensions on the sketch as shown. Then, click Modify, and we'll create parameter labels. We will label the dimensions to create specific parameters for the shape. The rebar shape is not considered parametric until you add these labeled dimensions. Select the upper horizontal rebar dimension as shown, and on the options bar for Label, select B. Then select the inside vertical rebar dimension as shown, and on the options bar for Label, select C. Then select the bottom horizontal rebar dimension, and for Label, select D. And then select the outside vertical rebar dimension, and on the options bar for Label, select C. Finally, select the inner horizontal rebar dimension as shown, and on the options bar for Label, select B. Now let's save the new profile. Click the menu browser and move to Save As, and then select Family. In the Save As dialog, navigate to a folder of your choice and name the file Square and click Save. Now let's load the overlapping rebar into the open project. Click the View tab, and on the Rebar Shape Editor panel, click Load into Project. The new overlapping rebar family is now loaded into the project. Press Escape twice, and let's launch the Rebar Shape browser. Open the View Section 2 and select the concrete beam, and on the reinforcement panel, click the rebar drop-down and select Place Rebar Parallel to Work Plane. Then, in the Rebar Shape browser, select Rebar Shape Square. Then, hover over the beam to see the rebar shape positioned over the beam and click to place the rebar. Then, press Escape. And to modify the rebar layout, select the rebar and click and drag one of the shape handles and change the length of the rebar overlap position and shape as shown. Then clear the selection and close the file without saving it, as the next lesson will provide its own training file, and that concludes this lesson.